The water got frozen.
Chatterbox.
My opinion of English cuisine.
Yeah, what do you think of it? What would you class as English cuisine then? Fish and chips? Fish and chips?
Chicken tikka masala, fish and chips.
How can you say chicken tikka masala is English cuisine? That's Indian.
Yeah, but it's one of the most popular dishes in England.
Yeah, but it's not English cuisine, is it? It's an Indian dish that's been Englishicized, if that's a word.
Apparently, it's not that Indian.
It's not. A proper Indian one tastes nothing like what the Western people have
As far as I'm aware, there's not a proper Indian chicken tikka masala.
Well, at all. Well, chicken tikka there is. It's just the way it's cooked. It's just a certain way of cooking it. But yeah, English. I would say English cuisine is your fish and chips, and we do enjoy fish and chips somewhere like Swanage.
Do you know fish and chips is not English?
What is it?
No, it's Jewish.
Is it?
Yeah. They don't eat. They don't eat meat on a Friday or something. They said it on that Jamie Oliver programme. What we thought was English fish and chips is actually not. It's not English.
Oh, that kind of explains. Where I work at the moment, they have like a canteen and they serve fish and chips on Fridays. Maybe that's why.
Could be. It's well, we always have fish and chips on Friday anyway, but it's
Although what I actually
not Jewish.
What I do like is a full English breakfast.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's English cuisine. And beans on toast. We've gone over that before one of our previous Camcorder Bandit videos. Beans on toast. Baked beans on toast. That's lovely.
Do you reckon there's enough water in there for 2 cups of tea?
That looks like ice.
Yeah, it is. One of the joys.
Actually, when you stick it on there, it'll melt, won't it? When you put it on the and you heat it up in a minute.
Well, it normally does. It has
Heat has that effect on ice.
This is what happens when you fill up the van the night before with a bottle of water. It freezes. That'll do it. Right. Yeah, you might want to move that paper, Kev.
Yeah, you don't want
the cooker might object to it being there.
Okay, this is an interesting one. Bottom line is, we always try to look at the positive in everything. And now the thing is, for every negative thing that happens in our own lives or in anything, there's normally something good that comes from it. Well, that's the belief that I have anyway. You know, let's put it this way. For example, for myself, I lost my job last year. I got into a state with all kinds of problems. But at the end of the day, you either start wallowing in self-pity, or you try to work out solutions or take action steps to try and make it better. I think, and also I think it also depends on what you are. Either the people you hang around with, I think, has a big impact on the way you deal with things, and the things you read or the things that you observe. If you watch a lot of rubbish on the telly, it's all negative. You tend to think that way. Is that makes sense?
Yeah, a lot of stuff on the telly is very, very fear based. It's like everything you watch is like there to keep you in fear. So switching the damn television off is a really good start.
It desensitizes people, doesn't it? You know, when you're watching like I can't. You know, I play games as well. I play these war games like Modern Warfare. Yeah, it's all that sort of stuff. Very, very violent stuff. Now the thing is though, I balance it off because I'm well into all this positive thinking stuff as well. So I read all the good stuff, I watch the good things, I hang around with decent people. I have a good level balance. But I think if you lean more towards one way and all you're seeing is the negative stuff, e.g. if you're doing all this sort of game and the really negative stuff, and then you're, I don't know, watching all these really violent films, and then you go into work and you hate your work and you have all your problems and concerns, all you're doing is you're bringing more of this rubbish into your life, aren't you?
I can't watch those
No,
types
you don't
of
watch.
films.
You don't watch it at all, do you?
I don't. I refuse to watch like bloody films. And play those games. I've just got that little PC tablet thing, and there's loads of free games I can get, like, you know, Doom and all that, all the shoot 'em up games. And I won't.
The thing is, I think it's, as long as you understand that
I don't feel drawn to them. I don't feel attracted to them. They're just. It's just all the wrong I don't want to put those kind of images in my mind.
That's
you
why
know?
he's always so bubbly. His head's in the clouds all the time.
I don't watch violent films and stuff like that. In fact, I can give you an example of a guy. I was listening to a Neil Kramer talk the other day, and he said this guy come up to him, and he decided that he was going to stop watching television for a year, and he did it, but his wife couldn't do it because she was too addicted, and he said at the end of the year, he ended up watching this TV program. It was like CSI, one of those crime scene things. And he said it was like a vision of hell.
Actually, funny you should talk about that. When I used to live at home,
desensitized.
you know, when I used to live at home with my parents a long time ago, you know, they used to always watch these soap operas every day. Things like your EastEnders, your Coronations. They'd watch them every night. And the thing is, I'd be sat down watching it. You don't think anything of it, but when you suddenly move away from that, and I've got my own house and my own life. When you go back there again, and you're watching that, and you're seeing them watching that, you think, hang on, that's all negative.
Yeah.
They're just watching the stuff. They're just watching stuff that's just drilling in their minds about how bad everything is.
Yeah.
You know, and you see it more from the outside when you're looking in. And the thing is, if you watch it, you don't notice it.
Yeah.
And it's like a subtle kind of drilling in, or the news or the thing.
It's like a programming to keep you in that negative vibe all the time. You're in the vibe of fear, then you are much more controllable than if you are, you know, in the. There, as far as I'm concerned, there are two vibes to be in. There is, and this can sound really cheesy, but there is like the vibe of fear and the vibe of love, and there are all other vibes that come from those two raw elements. And I'm not just talking about like lovey-dovey sort of love. I'm talking about what am I talking about?
What are you putting in your tea?
No, love is when you're not in a state of fear. Love is a very empowering emotion to be in. So you have love and fear, and all other emotions come from those two basic raw emotions. And that's a very, very simplistic sort of way of looking at it. But if you're a regular watcher of TV programs, then unless it's a very, very positive type of TV program, then you're going to be constantly reinforced to be in the vibe of fear, and that really, really contributes to you not being able to kind of be comfortable in living life. And the bottom line for me personally, the reason I stay happy all the time is because I never forget.
Is it all the time, mate?
It's
all the time.
No, I mean I still have my worries, but I can kind of plaster over those worries with the one kind of thought that I've never let go of, and that is that life is just an adventure. We're here to experience as many different things as we can.
That is the crunch thing, isn't it? At the end of the day, life is about trying to. If you're doing the same mundane things over and over again, day in day out, so every day is basically a carbon copy of the day before it. That's a living hell. What you got to try and do each day. Let's say that because of the way your life is structured, you have to do a certain thing because you've got a certain job that starts at a certain time, finishes at a certain time, and you have other commitments that you need to do.
It's called the rat race.
Yeah, but the thing is, most people have got that though. That's the way. That's the way. Unfortunately, the reality for most people are. Well, the trouble is,
it's a programmed reality.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
it's what you're trained to think is
all the other
real,
opportunities you get. You try and do something new. It could be you make a conscious effort to do something a completely different way. It might sound really stupid, but imagine you walk into the shop. Next time you're going to go to the shop to pick up your groceries or like your milk and eggs or whatever, go a completely different route. It sounds stupid.
Actually, that was from that book, wasn't it? How to slow down time.
Yeah, that's right. The thing is, I got it because of my dog. Because I went for my dog, I call him adventure walkers. When he goes out with him, he takes me for a walk. And I have found so many new places around my house, like parks and lakes and little forests and all these places that I had no knowledge of. Yeah. I've been there like 10 years. And so that's what I mean. It's under your nose. It's right there.
Do you let the dog take you? Or
he takes me. He's obviously following dog trails, isn't he? He's obviously following other people's dogs, the scents. But he takes us anywhere. And I've found so many amazing places. Once again, it's experiencing these new things that I would never have done. And that's what life's all about. It's trying to experience. The whole point of life is to try and experience as many new things, as many new experiences as possible, and try and get into a state of happiness. That's the best way to do it, isn't it?
Well, I like the theory that we are creation, God, whatever you want to call it. We are the universe becoming aware of itself. It's like the universe is becoming aware of itself through us and our experiences. Everything that we experience is like contributes to the sum, the greater sum of the universal awareness, if you like. I mean, I know I sound like a total hippie saying that, but
it is. I'm reading lots of books that sort of go on that, because I'm the sort of person that I'm very analytical. I like to read as much as I can and make my own opinions on things. And a lot of stuff I've read sort of saying what you're saying. But it's a lot of things. It's very confusing.
Yeah. The thing is,
I don't know if you're ever going to comprehend
it. When you start philosophizing in a really deep way, none of it can be.
No.
None of it's scientific. It's all just theory.
I think the most important thing is that no one knows.
Exactly.
Either way, anyone that says certain things are facts, I don't.
That's something I've logged onto quite recently. Actually, is there are. I mean, we still can't fully explain the nature of our existence. So when people say, this is a fact, apart from like, cold, hard, measurable facts, like scientific facts, apart from that, when you start getting into this kind of, this, what do you call it, metaphysical realms, nothing is fact. It's just all supposition. It's all speculation.
The thing is that that's a whole series of other videos.
Yeah.
Really? I think so. It's just.
I talk about
what was the question
matrix.
again? Oh yeah.
How do we stay happy?
How do we positive? Bottom line is we stay happy and positive as best as we can by trying to do new things, trying to learn new things, reading good stuff. That's how I stay positive. Because I've still got my worries, I've still got my concerns. You still have, things in the back of your mind that go on. But then again, that's another subject as well. Because that's like learning to meditate and understand about living in the present moment. I'm not going to go into that at the moment.
Yeah. I guess
that's quite deep, that stuff. But bottom line is, just become a bit more aware of what you're doing. Try and enjoy it as best you can, even when there's something bad going on. I know it sounds, or how can you say something's bad?
For me, when bad things happen, it's all part of the adventure of life.
I think things are meant to happen. Things happen as they're supposed to happen in your life.
I mean, one of the things we were discussing the other day actually is, we wouldn't be where we are today if certain events hadn't taken place previously in our lives.
Serendipitous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serendipity. Yes, that's a nice name. That.
Actually, this is a bit off the subject. I told you a minute ago about the kettle. Yesterday, I was in the living room. I think it was on my PC doing something, and my partner Sean, she shouted. I said, "Kev, the kettle's not working. I'm pressing the button, nothing's happening, and I have to press it to keep it on." And I said, "Oh, it's all right. We'll go and buy another one today." And half hour later, I had a knock on the door. My mother turned up with a kettle in her hand, saying she had a spare kettle that her boss had given her at work, and she didn't need it. Would I have it? That was kind of weird. That's ultimate law of attraction. I was sort of having awareness, thinking I was going to go and buy a kettle, on the same day a new kettle turned up at my house. Yeah, that's quite funny.
But I'll tell you what, that it is strange how that
happens a lot.
But I find that happens a lot as well.
Yeah.
I put it down to trying to stay out of being in that place of fear. When you can when you're away from fear, you're much more synchronous with the kind of the heartbeat of life, for want of a better description.
Corny, but you're attracting more of it too.
But what I found happens is things turn up when you need them, just at the time when you need them.
It's things, people, events, isn't it?
And it honestly, it does. I'm not just making it up. It does actually physically happen. And things just kind of seem to fall into place. It's almost like the road is being made as you're walking it. The road is being made for you, like just in front of you. And if you need to bear off to the right or whatever, all of a sudden the road will be made so you can do that.
Yeah, it's almost like fate, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got a definite point you're supposed to go to in your lifetime, but how you get there is up to you.
Yeah.
So basically, you can change certain things, but if you start going too much off the path, then things will be shown in front of you to go the right way again.
Yeah. But I think a lot of it is like almost like relinquishing control, rather than trying to keep this
when you stand back and look how amazing it really is
on how your life is running. If you step back and kind of chill out and just go and say, well, what will be, will be.
Exactly.
And obviously, you need to steer it in certain places, but just to kind of generally have a hands-off attitude.
You just have momentum, don't you? It's like you get
enjoy the journey.
You take action, you do things, you keep going forward. And eventually, as long as you keep steering a little bit, eventually it'll get you to where you need to get to, doesn't it? If you've got a rough idea where you're heading towards.
But I think a lot of it, again, when you come out of that place of fear, and you just, you kind of go through life thinking, well, what will be, will be. I'll just kind of tick along as best as I can with the circumstances that are presented to me. You also become much more tuned in to the opportunities that come your way. You're not necessarily looking out for them, but when they present themselves, you're more aware of an opportunity being presented. Right. And again, you have to train yourself to, because a lot of people, when opportunities come along, a lot of people automatically put barriers up, thinking this is not in my plan. But if you train yourself to start to say, well, yes, okay, I'll try that. Try that.
That's the definition of a lucky person, and not what a lucky person is and what a lucky person isn't. They're saying that lucky people say, how come this person so lucky? They're not any more luckier than anybody else.
You've been watching Darren Brown.
No, I haven't. Well, I do watch him, but
I did a whole program on that.
On luck, yeah. Well, there's a whole series of books about the luck factor, and there's other one talking about what luck is. Yeah. But basically, it's just saying that when you are more consciously aware in the present moment of what you're doing, you tend to notice things that are there already anyway. It's right in front of your nose.
Yeah.
You see, your solutions to all your problems, there's something there. Will either be a complete solution or will lead you in the right direction.
Yeah.
When you're aware of when you.
Well, I have to kind of disagree there. In so much as a lot of the things that happen kick into events that there's no way you could possibly make a connection with to start with, and then all of a sudden a bit later on down the line something else comes along and you realise, well, hang on, if I didn't hit this particular event here, that would never have happened. And yet at the time of hitting that first event, there's absolutely no way that you can tell that something later on down the line is going to kind of serendipitously manifest. So it's
all amazing stuff.
It's
makes way out there.
It makes you sit back and think, there's definitely a design. I'm not going to say an intelligence, but there is a design to the whole universe, and it's bigger than we are. And I think if you don't fight it and you just kind of accept it and just kind of don't try to keep an iron-fisted grip on the direction your life takes, it gets really interesting and things fall into your lap as you need them, and it's kind of it's quite cool.
Life is an adventure.
Yes, life is an adventure. No matter whatever worries you're going on about, whatever bad things are happening, I like to just plaster the whole thing over as it's all part of the journey, all part of the adventure, all part of the learning experience for the universe to gain that insight, to gain that knowledge, to gain that experience, to become more conscious, to become more aware. Man, I know somebody said something about smoking dope on camera. I'm thinking, it sounds like we've already been on some. But no matter how crazy it sounds, honestly, that's how I stay happy.
So that is how we stay happy.
Just yeah.
Chatterbox.